Any questions on that before we go to the next one? Okay. So this slide is recreation and visitor services. Proposed decisions that are common to each alternative again. We have it broke out by Indian Creek. There's requirements for handling human waste, and carrying it out, and other, as well as for pets. Prohibits target shooting near cliffs and climbing walls, cultural sites, or developed recreation sites, and also shooting towards natural geologic features. Shasta is very similar with a couple of those. Thing in Shasta is we established 8 recreation management zones to provide for a variety of experiences. And then we have dispersed camping to be allowed, within 150 feet of designated roads. So Jared asked a question earlier, and I was going to touch on it here on this slide about the front country and the back country experiences. So as I just remind you a little bit of that, with these management zones right here, the next few slides you'll see some of the differences between that front country human visitors, the amount of impacts that were, or not impacts, the amount of limitations of the number of people visiting certain management zones.
Can I
Yes,
ask
Gail.
a question? You talked about dispersed camping allowed within 150 feet of designated roads, but I don't see anywhere where you talked about camping within an area of a water source. Should that be addressed? It can't be, camping should be away, so many feet away from the water sources as well.
I don't recall anything. Becky, help me with it. Did we put anything on for water sources?
We do, but you'll find it under riparian.
Oh, some of
The
the
riparian,
and that's what it's
it's
talking
also
about.
bigger water resources.
Okay.
I'll look for that.
So it's in the water resources section or riparian?
It's in the riparian section.
Okay.
And it deals with camping in the riparian area.
So she'll look it up.
So I'll look it up for you. Riparian and wetland resources.
What about cattle pond, which may not be in the riparian area?
Yeah.
Maybe we want to bookmark that.
Maybe. It can be a little bit hard, so I'll get right to you, in tracking this larger table she handed out to you. If you look in water resources or other spots, Becky will look that up. But sometimes that's a difficulty in how do we make our documents really user-friendly for the public and ourselves. And sometimes we don't want to put things in 2 different spots, and they end up being in
Well, that's why I thought it might be
resources
under
instead of
recreation
something.
camping, but I think it might be under
Yeah.
the water section.
So it could be under the water section.
Okay, we do have, under the riparian resources, again, wetlands, we do have management common to all. It says no camping allowed within 200 feet of isolated springs or water sources to allow wildlife and livestock access to water. And let me get that page number for you. And this little screen is a big table,
Yeah.
so let's see.
So it doesn't talk about cattle pond,
It
it's
doesn't.
more natural
Go to
resources.
2-20,
Thank you.
it's on the top third of the page.
There you go. Thanks, Bruce. Bruce, you have a
You
question?
mentioned target shooting a couple of times. Is that an anticipated problem or is it a problem that's occurring right now?
It can be a problem when people shoot toward petroglyphs because it damages those sites. It damages the rock wall where the petroglyphs are. So it is a problem that we already have throughout the district. Is that the same on the National Forest, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's pretty ambiguous. Here to start shooting, here to climbing walls, social sites, developed recreational sites. Where can you shoot? use that's pretty much everywhere.
Okay,
And I've seen comments that says, well, everywhere includes this, so let's prohibit shooting everywhere. That shouldn't happen.
so it's definitely not our intent to preclude it everywhere. In fact, the majority of the area should be available for shooting a target. You know, a developed camp recreation site in this case would be like Hamburger Rock, one where the agency has developed it and we allow camping. So it's not just people doing dispersed camping. So it should be developed sites only. But if there's a better way to clarify that, you know, I'm all ears. I'm really happy to listen to ways that we can clarify that it's not a broad brush.
Yeah. I was gonna bring the same thing up. It's too ambiguous.
Yeah.
It can be interpreted a lot of different ways. And also, hunting.
Right.
Can be confused with target shooting. And so, I think there needs to be some clarification, more specific areas. And, I mean, everywhere is struggling with that. I mean, I have an article right here in Phoenix that they're gonna designate 6 designated shooting areas around the town of Phoenix, city of Phoenix, because it's getting so bad. I mean, it is an issue and we recognize it, but we just want to make sure that you just don't do a broad brush and close off the whole area to both target shooting and regulate and hunting.
Good feedback, Miles. Appreciate that.
Maybe we could just say that we could prohibit hunting and target shooting of any county road sign.
That's just putting a target on it.
That's right. Yeah.
That's good. We got to be able to laugh. Okay, other thoughts? Jamie, did you have a?
No.
Yes.
Such a unit, Lang Ford culture site. And it's nice, we, as Native American, we have people or elders to about the herbs. It would be nice if they still access to it.
So you'd like to see us be able to gather herbs and medicine? Okay. So I think I had that at the previous slide, right? That we allow for that?
I think just had it on the previous slide.
Can you back up one? Right here. So this one right here. So we touched on that a minute ago. So we do have traditional uses. Plant connect, collection and ceremony is allowed. So that is still allowed in common law.
Question to elaborate.
So just a minute, Ryan. Well, the public comment period will be tonight at 4:30. So I have to ask you to wait till then. Okay, go ahead.
The traditional uses by Native Americans, that's mentioned. I know under the Obama administration, with the Navajo Nation Medicine and Association, actually had a type of preferential treatment where they didn't actually have to use permits. In this case, would they need permits, and where would they get them?
Yep, so they can get them from the BLM office in Monticello. And it's a pretty easy permit process.
What, do they have to get them, or can we have a way where they don't, they don't have to go through that extra process, and they can just go onto the monument to conduct ceremonial uses without having to go through the extra step of driving all the way to Monticello. A lot of Native American land is south of here about an hour, so.
Right.
And places that they do use it for these purposes are right next to them, but having to drive all in Monticello, sort of, it's encumbered, or cumbersome, I should say.
Sure. You know, normally, Ryan, we'd recommend that they stop in so we know what they're collecting and where they're going, so that we can avoid any other potential concerns that they might have along the way. So I think that's our preference, is that maybe we come in and get that permit. And depending on what they're collecting, they could have that conversation with the authorized officer of if this is all we're gonna go collect and this is where we go, can we do it every year without coming back? That would be a conversation that could happen. But that would be my suggestion to happen. Okay, back to that other slide we were on.